Hello guys, welcome back onto the Dutch Couch. This season, in my opinion, the Premier League at both ends of the table has been an absolute bore fest. I mean, the bottom of the league in particular, I'm going to speak more detail here because I think it's pretty obvious now that there is an absolute massive gap between the top end of the Championship and the bottom end of the Premier League. It is mammoth, humongous. The three promoted teams, Ipswich, Leicester and Southampton, they're going. And this will be the second successive season that three teams have come up and are going straight back down. This is starting to tell a story now, and I think this is going to be one that's going to be happening continuously, basically. You had Luton, Burnley and Sheffield United last season. They came up, went straight back down. Those three are going to go this season. I'm looking at the top six now in the Championship. I'm looking at Leeds, Burnley, Sheffield United, Coventry, Sunderland, West Brom, and I'm looking at them teams and thinking, whoever comes up out of them three, you're going to be gone next year. The only team I can sort of see putting a bit of a fight up would be Leeds, but even they'd have to spend massive amounts of money. It's going to be a tough one for all these teams. I mean, I'm looking at an example of this gap in quality between the top of the Championship and the bottom of the Premier League, right? I'm looking at something like Burnley, the goalkeeper, James Trafford. I think he's kept 12 consecutive clean sheets in games, right? I'm looking next season, if he's at Burnley, I'm thinking he's going to struggle to keep one clean sheet in 38 games. That is the difference between these divisions. And it's becoming even more apparent all the time. The problem with it, in my opinion, is the teams coming up, they're spending huge money, but they're only signing sort of good level Championship players, top level Championship players, or half decent Premier League players. They're spending big money, but not buying. They can't attract them. They can't buy the top players. A couple of years ago, you had the Forests come up. People like this, the Bournemouths. They've done it well and they've been able to progress. I think it's beyond that now. I think the prices of players now have got to such a ridiculous level that it's not sustainable. I mean, I'm looking at Ipswich, right, in the summer. Hope I've got this right. They spent near enough 144 million, I've got it down, that they've spent, right? The 13th highest in world football for spend in the summer last year. That is incredible. And now they're sitting 18th in the Premier League. Tells a story. I love the signing, Delap from Man City. Love that signing. I think he's going to be a top player, right? But they're signing players. I'm looking at a couple of. They signed Sam Smodics. For me, he's a Championship player. He's not the level for the Premier League, and he's not going to keep you in that Premier League. As much as I like him, he's just not the level. Simple as that. I'm looking at Southampton. They spent 99 million. Taylor Harwood Bellis. I like this kid. I like the defender, but he's not Premiership proven. 20 million. I think he's going to be off in the summer. Guarantee he'll be off because they're going to be down. He's going to go and play in the Premier League for his England aspirations, right? Flynn Downs, 18 million. Another decent player, but he was deemed not good enough to play for West Ham. And West Ham are sort of mid to lower places in that division as well. So what you're getting is a player for the level there. They're not next level. I'm looking at Leicester. They spent 73 million in the summer, right? This is one that I couldn't believe. They spent 25 million on Oliver Skip from Tottenham. How Tottenham managed to get 25 million for him, I'll never know. Absolute daylight robbery. How did that happen? Whatever Daniel Levy is, I'll tell you what, he's a brilliant businessman. He got the deal with a century there for Tottenham. I don't see what he brings to. I don't see what he gives you. Shocking signing. This is another two. Odsonne Edouard they've gone in for. And Jordan Ayew of Palace. Now they've been seen as surplus to requirements at Palace. Another team, like I just mentioned with West Ham, are in between mid-table and the relegation places. So these teams are going for that sort of level. However, I do like the signing of Bobby Cordova-Reid from Fulham. I think he's a fantastic player. Really good squad member. I really like that kid. Good player, good attitude. One question I would ask you, if you look at the top six now in the Championship, right, this is where we're going to see the gap between the two, right? Look at the top 6 in the Championship now. How many players from them teams get into the Wolves team, who are sitting 17th in the Premier League? And the highest placed team of the ones that are going to stay up, basically. The lowest placed, 17th in the league. I can't name you any players in those top 6 in the Championship who would make the Wolves team. They're a level above all them teams. So anyone who comes up here has got to spend absolutely astronomical amounts of money cleverly. They've got to do it cleverly. They need Premier League experience. Better level than these teams are buying. Surely. This gap is getting wider. It's pretty clear. You only had to look Sheffield United and Burnley last season. Burnley tried to play too open. Fair play to them. Vincent Kompany got relegated. He got booted out. Sheffield United, they absolutely got near enough tonked every week. And I can't see anything different when they come up, because they're not going to spend huge amounts of money and attract players. They're going to buy Championship level players or cheap foreign players who have come over here unproven. That's what it's going to be. It's ridiculous. I don't see how this is sustainable for these teams. I'm thinking now, in the next coming years, I'm thinking it's going to be 3 up, 3 down, the same ones. I can't see anything different than this. The last 2 seasons this has happened. It's going to be a recurring theme now. I'm sure about it. Even with this, Ipswich spending £144 million or whatever. I'm looking at their team and I'm thinking, where's the quality? It's made up. There's still a core of that League One side, which I do respect actually. I respect that they've gone with that and give those players a chance, the ones that they feel are capable. But you're clearly not. The riches in the Premier League are so valuable to these clubs. It is so vital that these clubs stay in this league. And for me, it's crying out that the Premier League's moving further away from the football pyramid. It's totally on its own, and the rest is just making up the numbers in that respect. It's crazy. I'm looking at the top end of the Premier League, right? Liverpool have got 10 games left. This is how uncompetitive I think it is. Liverpool have got 10 games left. They're sitting 13 points clear of an Arsenal team who have not been as good as they was this season. Liverpool played well. I've done videos on Arne Slot. I knew this would happen. This guy's come in seamless, done a great job. People who say it's Jurgen Klopp's team. Yeah, in players, he's made it his own. He deserves a lot of respect for that, right? City have been dreadful. Absolutely, they've been piss poor. So there's no challenge from them. The shining lights for me have been Nottingham Forest and Bournemouth. Nuno Espirito Santo and Iriola, absolutely unbelievable jobs at them 2 clubs. They play football the right way, contrasting styles, and I like that. They've not copied anybody. But you've got Chelsea. For me, Maresca's come in there. They've been hit and miss. Inconsistent. The only thing I would say, the best thing in the Premier League this year for me is Man United and Spurs. They have given us something so special. To see those 2 struggle, I think has been I think it's been a dream actually. I've really enjoyed it to see 2 teams that are the supposed Big 4 or Big 6 are struggling in sort of 12th, 13th, 14th, wherever they are. I think that's fantastic for the league. Brilliant. Brighton, another team I really like. But I'm looking at Newcastle. They're sort of where I expect them to be, in and around them European places. But I'm looking at this top 4. The biggest thing for me in the Premier League this year, the biggest plus for me, and the only excitement for me, has been the chase for the top 4 and the European places. When that's the only excitement, I think there's something wrong. I think there's something seriously wrong with that. Fulham have been an absolute... Do you know what? I've got to say, the FA Cup has actually been a shining light this year. Apart from Man City, on anyone but Man City, I think the FA Cup will get a bit of its magic back. They're going to win it. I know they will. And it'll take the shine off it for me. But Fulham in there as well. I've got to give a mention to Fulham. Brilliant this season. Marco Silva. I'm going to do a video on a couple of managers who I really rate, and I'm going to go into depth why I like them, their tactical stuff and what have you. But they've done great. But one question I would ask, with all this, the 3 going up are going to be 3 going down, successive seasons. You've got a team top of the league by 13 points with 10 games to go. So top and bottom, it's done. It's over. It's kaput. It's finished, right? So that would beg me to ask the question, is it really the best league in the world? Is it the most competitive league in the world? Facts would say no. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think the gap between the Premier League, the bottom end of the Premier League, and the Championship is at a ridiculously high level now? Is it gone too far now? And how do we get it back? Because I remember there used to be teams coming up. It's different now with the tactics. You used to get the Stokes coming up, and you think, oh, they're going to come up and bully teams. You can't play like that now. You have no players on the pitch. The rules have changed. It's totally non-contact now. I think this is going against what this league should be. It's not as competitive as it should be. The only thing I would say, the competitiveness now is in the middle chunk of the table, between sort of 6th and 14th or whatever, which I think is good for the league. But you need a serious title race. You need serious relegation battles, because that's where the real excitement is. And I don't think we're getting it. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Yeah, I think it's going backwards in a respect. But yeah, thanks for watching.